Hey y'all, tonight was episode 4 of House of the Dragon, and wow, was this episode a little steamy. The dramatic irony was out to play this episode amongst all the other things that happened, and so I just kind of want to hit on a few key points of what I loved so much about this episode and what I felt was so well done. The major aspect of this episode, I think, is Rhaenyra and to some extent Alicent's introduction to intimacy and how that plays a role into the Game of Thrones or the political games and power plays of this show in this world. As Rhaenyra realizes through her kind of relationship developments with Daemon in this episode, she realizes that there are people who are willing to corrupt her, people who she trusts or maybe has an interest in that do not have those same interests at heart for her. And I think additionally, it's kind of a cruel opening into she as a potential queen does not have the same rights, privileges, rules, or the same power to live her life that a male heir to the king might also have. And I think this was also played up so well in what it looks like to have your intimate, personal, and like relationships within the world of Game of Thrones be controlled by these powers at B. And the Game of Thrones, again, I keep using that term. It's what the directors always refer to as like the power plays and how you playing to win the Game of Thrones. You either win the Game of Thrones or you die. Like that's how you play. And so I think there's an interesting concept here, and there was some great parallels drawn between Rhaenyra's intimate life and Alicent's intimate life, and how Alicent is someone who this has been thrust upon her. Quite literally, this is something that she does not want, care for, enjoy in any sort of way. And Rhaenyra continues to seek out that power, even in these intimate aspects of her life, to control them, to enjoy them, and to find a way to have it best work for her versus playing it the way that she's necessarily supposed to. And I thought it was just really clever the way this was handled. The direction of it, in my opinion, was also beautiful. I want to give major props to the director, whose name will be on screen. She's directing this episode, next week's episode, and then the week after that's episode. I also really love, again, Daemon, but I want to hyper specify on what I loved about him in this episode. He has, and I can only describe it as the Loki-esque quality that Loki from the Marvel Cinematic Universe has, where he has a sliver of good in him. He has a moral compass, as we see with his inability to continue with Rhaenyra. Again, trying to use specific words here. Daemon has this sliver of good in him, or this feeling of some type of really weak moral compass, and he doesn't always abide by it, and that's kind of why we love him. But that sliver of redemption is what we're always sticking around for, that we're always hoping for, yet he always kind of sucks us in, sucks the people in his life like Rhaenyra and the king in, and then disappoints them by proving again to be after power, be after his own best interest, to not actually care about anything. And I think that is something that is just so compelling in a character, and I'm so excited to see this play out over the course of this show. And of course, just seeing him every week be dastardly and, you know, kind of mischievous. I love that. Last thing I want to pick up on was the poisoned hand, and I would like to congratulate myself for picking up on this very early on, that Otto Hightower is a snake, not a sea snake, but a literal snake. He is out here trying to get his daughter and his grandson the power. He's spying on Rhaenyra, who he should have her best interest in heart as the king's daughter and future heir, especially if he wanted to maintain his position as hand. But I think he knows through her being named as heir that there's absolutely no way for him to be kept on by her as hand. He would be replaced easily because they disagree so frequently. But I liked that he finally got the boot, and I love the fact too that Viserys is only able to pick up on that after both Daemon and Rhaenyra, after giving opposing accounts to Alicent and King Viserys of what transpired between them. It's the only truth there is that Otto Hightower is poison, and I absolutely love that, and I love that he just took his pin away and said, "No more, sir." But I want to see how desperate this makes Otto Hightower to then push Alicent, to push Aegon onto the throne, to kind of try to find schemy ways to get back at King Viserys, because I don't think he's going anywhere. I know at least for the rest of the season, he's still going to be a power player. So I want to see how that all plays out. Please let me know what you thought about episode 4 of House of the Dragon in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe and hit the notifications bell, because I do these little snippet reviews, but I do actually post episode live stream recap reaction reviews live on my channel on Sunday nights. So you're going to want to hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever that happens. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll see you in my very next video. Bye, everybody.